In other news this morning, today the nation remembers the tragic day of September 11th, 2001. Members of al-Qaeda hijacked 4 airplanes and carried out suicide attacks against targets in the United States. 2 of the planes were flown into the Twin Towers of the World Trade Center in New York City. The first plane crashed into the North Tower near the 80th floor at 8:45 in the morning. 18 minutes after the first plane hit the North Tower, a second plane hit the South Tower near the 60th floor. The collision caused a massive explosion that showered burning debris over surrounding buildings onto the streets below. It was the first tower to fall.
And the area around where the towers once stood turned into a massive cloud of dust and smoke. The structural steel of the skyscrapers built to withstand winds in excess of 200 miles an hour, and a large conventional fire couldn't withstand the heat generated by the jet fuel. An eerie sight in the streets as firefighters were trying to help any way they could. Many people were left stunned. As you can see, they were feeling several emotions as they were watching what was unfolding. It's just unbelievable. They looked on with horror, disbelief, and sadness. Another airplane then crashed into the west side of the Pentagon military headquarters at 9:45. 125 military personnel and civilians were killed, along with all 64 people on the plane. Meanwhile, another plane was hijacked about 40 minutes after leaving Newark Liberty International Airport in New Jersey. That plane flipped over in air and sped toward the ground at upwards of 500 miles an hour. It crashed into a rural field near Shanksville in western Pennsylvania at 10:10 in the morning. All 44 people on board were killed. Its intended target wasn't known, but some say it was headed for the White House, U.S. Capitol, Camp David, or one of the several nuclear power plants along the eastern seaboard.
And right now we're taking a live look at the 9/11 Memorial and Reflecting Pool. President Joe Biden will deliver remarks and lay a wreath at the Pentagon today. First Lady Joe Biden is speaking at Memorial in Shanksville, Pennsylvania. Vice President Kamala Harris and Second Gentleman Doug Emhoff will go to New York City for a commemoration ceremony at the National September 11th Memorial. And Pierce Manufacturing and the Green Bay Metro Fire Department hosted the 10th annual 9/11 Memorial Stair Climb at Lambeau Field. For 2,000 participants climbed the stairs yesterday to honor those who lost their lives during the attack. Participants climbed an equivalent of 110 stories. Some participants were in full fire gear, while others just climbed in their clothes. A lieutenant of the Green Bay Fire Department explains what participating in the event means to her.
It's just really amazing. It's really cool to see the community come together year after year, and to see all newer faces joining. Behind me you could probably see people in gear, without gear, so just all walks of life. It's just really a really cool thing to see.
In our next half hour, we'll show you the moment former President George W. Bush found out about the attack all those years ago. Pete?